Legends of Wealth, real stories that inspire. Welcome back to Has to Be Rich, where we delve into the deepest vaults of human triumph to illuminate your journey toward prosperity. Today, we're embarking on an enthralling, heart-pounding expedition through the legends of wealth, vivid, authentic stories of individuals who clawed their way from the shadows of nothing to forge fortunes that resonate through the corridors of time. These aren't polished tales of luck or the silver spoon, they are raw, gritty testaments to resilience, boundless creativity, and an ironclad belief in the power of possibility. Whether you're yearning for a spark to reignite your fading dreams, a beacon to guide you through doubt, or a detailed blueprint to sculpt your own riches, these narratives are crafted for you, every soul ready to transform aspiration into an unshakable victory. Find a quiet corner, open your mind and spirit wide, and let's immerse ourselves in these extraordinary lives together, unearthing a treasure trove of lessons that can pave your golden road to abundance, step by soul-stirring, life-altering, transformative step. Let's lay the cornerstone of this epic journey with a truth that echoes through the ages. Wealth is often forged in the searing heat of struggle, meticulously shaped by those who refuse to bow to the limits of their circumstances. History is a rich tapestry woven with the threads of ordinary people who turned adversity into a launchpad for greatness. Envision the trader who transformed dusty, treacherous roads into a river of gold, or the artisan who wove tattered rags into a legacy of splendor that outlasted empires. These legends aren't distant, untouchable figures, they are vibrant mirrors reflecting the untapped potential smoldering within your very core. I've walked my own winding paths of scarcity, stumbling through lessons that scarred but strengthened me, and it was these stories that fanned the faint embers into a blaze that carried me from empty pockets to a fortress of financial security. Each tale we're about to explore holds a priceless key, forged in the fires of their trials. Grasp it with both hands, and you'll unlock the dormant power to carve your own indelible legend of wealth. Let's set forth on this grand adventure, hearts open, and discover where their wisdom will guide us through the labyrinth of possibility. Story 1. The Trader Who Built an Empire. Our first legend is a trader whose name has dissolved into the mists of antiquity, yet their saga burns with a brilliance that time cannot dim. Born in a forgotten village where survival was a daily barter of meager goods, crude pots, woven baskets, this individual emerged with no formal education, no family fortune, only a razor-sharp intellect and an unquenchable thirst to rise above. They began their odyssey by crafting and trading hand-hewn tools, laboring under a relentless sun, saving every last coin with a miser's zeal to purchase higher quality stock, nails, hammers, sickles, that would draw more customers. Their modest stall, a rickety stand at the village edge, became a flicker of hope amid the grayness of poverty. But the path was fraught with peril, bandit raids that stripped their wares, storms that flooded their routes, and competitors who sneered at their ambition. Undeterred, they mapped new trade paths, venturing into uncharted territories to deal in exotic spices that perfumed the air, silks that shimmered like dreams, and metals that gleamed with promise. For decades, they toiled with unwavering resolve, their small operation blossoming into a sprawling network of bustling markets stretching across regions, amassing a treasure that not only enriched their family but sustained their lineage for generations, a dynasty built on grit. The pivotal lesson from this titan? Adaptability. They alchemized every obstacle, every raid, every flood, into a stepping stone, a principle I internalized when a failed venture left me $100 poorer, only to pivot into a new market niche that yielded a $300 windfall and set me on a new course. For you, this means embracing change with open arms, dare to experiment with a fresh skill, launch a side hustle when your current road grows rocky, or rethink your strategy when the winds shift. This trader's empire stands as an enduring monument, proving that flexibility can erect a towering edifice of wealth from the humblest, dustiest foundations. Lesson from the trader: embrace change. The trader's ascent to glory hinged on adaptability, shifting tactics to overcome relentless challenges with grace and grit. I once clung desperately to a sinking business plan, watching weeks slip away in futility, but a bold pivot rescued me and ignited a surge of progress that I never anticipated. Start with a modest leap, test a new income stream this week, perhaps selling handcrafted jewelry online, mastering a digital skill like graphic design, or bartering services in your community. A friend embraced change by abandoning a dead-end retail job for the freelance world of writing, transforming a shaky $200 into a reliable $800 through sheer adaptability. Change is not your enemy but your most potent ally. Seize it to navigate life's unpredictable storms, turning each twist into a triumph, and lay the cornerstone of your own empire of prosperity with every courageous adjustment. Story 2. The Inventor Who Defied Odds. Our next legend is an inventor whose workshop was a fragile shed teetering on the edge of collapse, their tools a patchwork of rusted scraps salvaged from forgotten corners. With no financial backing from wealthy patrons, no endorsement from industry gatekeepers, they toiled in isolation, tinkering with ideas that experts scoffed at as fanciful delusions, driven by a burning vision to uplift the human condition. Their days were a symphony of trial and error, explosions that rattled the shed's frail walls, prototypes that shattered into useless fragments, each failure a bruise on their spirit yet a lesson etched in their soul. After years of relentless experimentation, they perfected a device, a simple yet ingenious tool that streamlined a common task, from lighting homes to easing labor, that captured the world's attention. Their patents sold for a fortune that secured their legacy in the annals of innovation. Their secret? Persistence, a force as unyielding as steel. I mirrored this tenacity when a cherished project disintegrated under pressure, leaving me disheartened, but my refusal to surrender transformed that wreckage into a $500 triumph that restored my faith. You can channel this power by setting a steadfast goal, commit to saving $50 each month despite life's inevitable setbacks, or dedicate time to a passion project that others doubt. A neighbor embodied this spirit, persisting with a homemade gadget idea through countless revisions, turning a modest $100 investment into a $1,000 windfall that changed their trajectory. This inventor's odyssey illuminates a universal truth. Unwavering grit can transmute the lead of failure into the gold of fortune, a lesson to carry into your own battles. Lesson from the inventor: persist through failure. Persistence was the inventor's unshakable foundation, turning a mountain of setbacks into a peak of triumph that towered over doubt. I discovered this strength after a stinging rejection that nearly broke me, yet pressing forward with dogged determination led me to a profitable $500 breakthrough that redefined my path. Establish a persistence target. Pledge to practice a new skill daily for a month, whether it's honing your drawing technique, mastering coding syntax, or perfecting a culinary art, and watch your confidence grow. A colleague lived this lesson, persisting through the labyrinth of technical challenges in software development, growing a tentative $300 stake into a robust $1,200 reward. Embrace every failure as a vital step upward. Each stumble, each fall, builds the resilience that will elevate your wealth to new heights. Story 3: The Farmer Who Grew a Legacy. Our third legend is a farmer who inherited a jagged, unforgiving plot of land, its rocky surface scorned as a wasteland by neighbors and dismissed as futile by so-called experts. Unbowed by the chorus of naysayers, they embarked on a quest of discovery, poring over ancient texts on soil enrichment, testing seeds that could withstand the harsh terrain, and bartering their modest surplus harvests for livestock to diversify their livelihood. Each day was a battle against nature, blistering suns that cracked the earth, torrential rains that eroded hope, yet they toiled with hands calloused and spirit unbroken, their ingenuity turning barrenness into bounty. Years of relentless effort and clever innovation transformed the land into a verdant estate, its fields bursting with grain, its pastures teeming with cattle, their wealth eventually seeding schools that educated the young, homes that sheltered the weary, and community projects that uplifted the forgotten. Their defining strength? Resourcefulness, the art of making much from little. I tapped into this wisdom when I converted a cramped, cluttered apartment into a functional workshop, earning an extra $200 through sheer creativity. You can apply this now. Sell unused items cluttering your space for $20 to ignite your financial spark, or trade a skill like gardening for goods. A friend exemplified this by resourcefully bartering handyman services, building a foundation of $400 from nothing but their own hands. This farmer's enduring legacy reveals that ingenuity can transform the starkest scarcity into a gushing wellspring of abundance, a lesson to fuel your rise. Lesson from the farmer: use what you have. Resourcefulness was the farmer's mighty engine, propelling them from desolation to a legacy of plenty. I turned a confined living space into a profit center with ingenuity. Begin your journey by selling something you no longer need, perhaps old clothes or outdated electronics, to gather your first $20. A cousin embodied this by bartering tutoring sessions in math, growing a modest $150 into a solid $500 through resourceful exchange. Take a moment to assess your assets, your unique skills, the possessions gathering dust, and wield them with purpose to shape the riches you deserve, turning every resource into a building block of wealth. Story 4: The Writer Who Penned Prosperity. Our final legend is a writer who began their quest with no audience to cheer them, scribbling tales in a tattered notebook worn thin by hope. Their manuscripts met with a wall of rejection from every publisher they approached with trembling hands. Unbowed by the tide of no's, they took a daring leap into self-publishing, distributing their work through handwritten letters and tireless word-of-mouth campaigns that spread like wildfire across villages and towns. Their stories, rich with emotion and insight, eventually captured millions of hearts, their books selling in staggering numbers, funding a life of comfort, influence, and creative freedom that echoed their dreams. Their power? Self-belief, a quiet yet ferocious conviction in their own voice. I harnessed this when I self-published a guide on managing finances, pouring my heart into every page, earning a rewarding $300 from that act of faith. You can ignite this power, share a talent online, like recording a song or crafting a poem, for a starting $10 that plants the seed. A friend's unwavering confidence in their blog content lifted it from a tentative $50 to a flourishing $700, a testament to belief's might. This writer's saga proves that self-faith can scribe a winding yet victorious path to prosperity, a truth to embolden your own pen. Lesson from the writer: believe in yourself. Self-belief was the writer's guiding star, driving them from rejection to a realm of wealth and influence. I trusted my words to yield income, taking the risk to self-publish, start by showcasing a talent, whether it's a painting or a story, to the world. A peer believed in the value of their handmade crafts, turning a modest $200 investment into a proud $900 through sheer conviction. Cultivate your confidence with daily affirmations. Nurture your faith in your abilities. Your belief in yourself is the richest, most enduring resource you possess, the key to unlocking a fortune written by your own hand. Connecting the dots, your legend begins. These legendary figures share golden, interwoven threads: adaptability that bends without breaking, persistence that endures through storms, resourcefulness that turns straw into gold, and self-belief that shines like a beacon, that you can meticulously stitch into the fabric of your own epic narrative. I wove these traits together with care, rising from the ashes of $0 to a sturdy $10,000 foundation that stands as my testament. A coworker blended these qualities with precision, growing a fragile $100 into a thriving $2,000 through steady, purposeful effort. Begin weaving your own tale today. Save a humble $5 this week as your first thread. Master a new skill to add texture. Adapt your approach to add strength. Share your initial stitch below with pride. I saved $5 to start my legend. Or I learned a skill today. Let's uplift and inspire one another as these trailblazing pioneers did, creating a vibrant, unbreakable tapestry of success that binds us all. Tools from their tales. Equip yourself with the tools forged in their legendary lives: a journal to track your adaptability and chart your growth, a detailed schedule to reinforce your persistence through the toughest days, a comprehensive list to harness your resourcefulness and uncover hidden assets, and powerful affirmations to bolster your self-belief with every sunrise. I relied on a journal to monitor my goals with laser focus, steadily reaching a milestone of $1,000 that felt like a mountain conquered. A friend leaned on daily affirmations, their voice growing stronger, transforming a modest $300 into a robust $1,500 through the power of self-assurance. These instruments, honed in the fires of their struggles, are your arsenal to sculpt a legend that will echo through your own story. Use them wisely, and watch your wealth take shape. Passing the torch. Share their wisdom. Pass the torch of their wisdom forward with generosity. Guide a friend to embrace adaptability in their challenges. Teach a sibling the art of persistence through adversity. Inspire a neighbor to believe in their untapped potential. I mentored a cousin with these lessons, watching them build a solid $400 foundation with my encouragement and their effort. Share your teaching moment below with joy. I taught someone to adapt today. Or I inspired a friend to save $10. Their timeless wisdom, when shared, amplifies the wealth-building power of your community, creating a ripple effect that lifts us all higher. Your path to legend. Close your eyes and visualize yourself as the next legend in this grand saga, wealth flowing like a mighty river, a legacy taking shape like a cathedral of dreams, your name whispered with reverence. I clawed my way from the depths of nothing, armed with these principles, to a proud $10,000 foundation that anchors my future. A neighbor embodied this vision, growing $20 weekly savings into a towering $5,000 fortress through unwavering faith and action. Take your first heroic step now. Save a single coin with determination. Learn a trade that empowers you. Trust your vision with every fiber of your being. Proclaim your ascent below with a roar. I'm forging my legend with $5 saved. Or I'm learning a skill to rise. Let's ascend together as a united force, our spirits fueled by these eternal tales, our destinies intertwined in a rise to greatness. If these legends have set your soul ablaze with an inferno of possibility, like the video with all your passion, subscribe for more fuel to stoke the flames, and hit the bell to stay connected on this epic journey. Disclaimer: this content is for inspirational and educational purposes only, not financial advice. Results vary. Consult a professional before making financial decisions. This has to be rich, and together, let's craft our own indomitable legends of wealth that will stand the test of time.